This is Kyle Martin Paintings. Hey, welcome back to our snow day. I'm all set up here. On Saturday, my aunt invited my sister and Corbin and I and my niece Felicity and my mom over to decorate some cookies. And she lives over on Dutch Hollow Lake, which is a beautiful lake for all kinds of activities, about a half hour away from the farm. On the way home the other day, I noticed this lovely old Ford tractor, which is right behind me in the shot right now. And I made a mental note that someday during the next week, I'd like to come back and paint it. So we're out here, snow day, making it happen. I've got my new Pochade box right behind me here. You can see with this box, I've got an area for my paint. There's a paint palette that is kind of like a Tupperware dish, and the lid of the palette contains my value palette. My brushes and everything else is attached here, and I'm going to be working with a paper palette today. Well, it is snowing, and I'd like to get started on this painting. I've already broken the painting down into the major masses, and I did that this time around with the app on my phone called Notanizer. Maybe you can see it here, or maybe I'll put it up on the screen. So I've kind of decided on my values, and I've decided on my composition for the painting. It's time to mix my colors. Pause the time. We're about halfway through with the painting session today. I've got the whole painting laid in, and I think I've stayed true to the decisions that I made at the start. I've stayed true to my composition. I have stayed true to the values that I decided on at the start. And you can see now and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and add more color to all of the masses. One thing that I'm interested in is that even though it's a gray day today, I'm seeing a lot of color at the edge of the masses. Or like I'm seeing a lot of color at the places where the snow meets the darker bits, or where different masses come together, kind of outlining the major shapes. I'm sensing color happening in those places. And even though it's a gray day, there's not a lot of color in the different shapes that I'm painting. It's just kind of a lot of grays. I can use color at the edge of those masses to inject this painting with some life and and yeah, a little bit of color. So let's keep going. Berthe Morisot, Woman in Her Toilet. In this painting, Berthe Morisot provides a glimpse into the boudoir or dressing room of a Parisienne, one of the fashionable urban women who epitomized modernity in 19th century France. Woman reading on canvas. Here, as though capturing the brief impression of a passerby, Edouard Manet depicted a young Parisienne with a glass of beer at her side. The woman's face consists of just a few quick strokes applied to the white prime canvas, like makeup. While the figure appears to be seated outdoors at a cafe, evidence has come to indicate that Manet posed her in his studio in front of a canvas that included the garden scene. Claude Monet, arrival of the Normandy train. When Claude Monet set up his easel at the Saint-Lazare train station, or Gare, it was the largest and busy depot in Paris. Thanks to his influential friend, the artist Gustave Caillebotte, whose work is on view, Monet was able to rent an apartment at the nearby Rue des Moncey and began the first of 12 canvases showing this icon of modernity. Berthe Morisot, Woman in a Garden. This work was probably begun in the summer of 1882, when Morisot and her family rented a house in Bougival, a picturesque village along the Seine River in northern France. Morisot spent the season there with her husband, Eugene Manet, artist Edouard Manet's brother, and their nearly 4-year-old daughter, Julie. The child wearing a straw hat in the background of this painting is likely to be based on Julie, while the identity of the main figure is unknown. Morisot applied paint as if she were making a landscape in the Impressionist style, slashing acid green pigment and bluish ochres across the canvas to transcribe the effects of dappled sunlight without differentiating between the strokes used for the figure and setting. Claude Monet, The Artist's House, oil on canvas. Claude Monet lived in the tranquil Parisian suburb of Argenteuil from 1871 to 1878, raising his young family and painting the surrounding landscape. Recent sales of his work to the Paris art dealer Paul Durand-Ruel had afforded the artist newfound financial security, which may account for the sense of ease in this painting. Monet's son, Jean, nearly 6 at the time, plays with a hoop in the shaded courtyard of their home, while his wife Camille observes from the doorway. Durand-Ruel was a favorite dealer among Chicago collectors of Impressionists. He sold this painting twice, to Bertha and Porter Palmer, and again in 1912 to Martin A. Ryerson, whose collection came to the Art Institute in 1933. Claude Monet, on the bank of the Seine River. Here, Claude Monet's future wife, Camille, sits on an island in the Seine River, looking towards the hamlet of Gloton, next to the town of Benecourt, from which she and Monet have previously rowed. This is the only painting to survive from the brief period that the couple spent in Glutton, where the novelist Emile Zola recommended to Monet as a cheap rural retreat that was easily accessible from Paris. Immediately to the right of Camille are vesselings of an earlier figure. You can see that here. Perhaps a bonneted child standing on her lap with outstretched arms. This might be Jean, the couple's 9 or 10-month-old son, or a seated woman facing the viewer and holding an infant. For more information on the artist's changes to the figures, please see the Art Institute's free digital catalog on Monet. And there we have where the figure was painted out. You saw Seurat when we were at the Van Gogh exhibition. Do you remember seeing Seurat? Do you like Seurat? Does he make you happy? Does this painting make you happy?
No.
What about Claude Monet? Does Claude Monet make you happy?
Happy.
Me too. Claude Monet is one of my favorites. This is the cliff at Pourville. Look at those figures, just sketched in. Do you like it when the figures are sketched in like that? Yes, you do. Do you like it when the sailboats are painted just as little dabs of paint? Yes, you do. Does it make you happy? Yes. Now, this is one that your daddy really likes. Do you like the color of poppies? Do you like reds and oranges? Yes, you do. Well, this is a good painting to look at because this is Claude Monet's Poppy Field from Giverny. In July 1890, Claude Monet began 4 canvases of almost identical size showing poppy fields near his home in Giverny, France. Although he did not consider them a series, the works nonetheless showed his growing interest in developing several canvases at once. Do you know that your daddy likes to work at several canvases at once? We like this painting because it has blue, don't we? Do you like paintings that show atmospheric perspective? Well, this is a good painting to look at for atmospheric perspective. You can see as the hills recede, the moisture in the air is creating a prismatic effect of color. In fact, it's created by layering a lot of different colors, especially in the background hill. Do you think this guy would be a good babysitter? Would this guy be a good babysitter? Oh my word, here's a Claude Monet that I've never seen before. Violet, here's a Claude Monet. Wow, very luminous. Landscape with figures. Givernet. What a beautiful effect. Not much value contrast in the background, is there? This is 1888. Claude Monet, 1888. We're here at the German Christmas Village, Chris Kindle Market here in Chicago at the Picasso statue. There's not a lot of people here right now. There's not 10,000 people here.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, look at that kid. The kids are the smart ones. They're up top. Okay.
Where? Oh.
There you go. Push the button.
Stomp your feet. Alright, ready? Gonna jump out.
What's he say?